From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LALATE as I'm back with the internet connection restored with your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over those monthly stimulus checks and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. Confirmed and coming out. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people, mostly application-based, and this is the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. The historic vote happened on Tuesday, and you're going to be getting $3.5 trillion of checks, but mostly application-based. What does that mean for you? It means that if you're a Purple Hawk, you're going to do really well. Then we cut to the final 15 minutes of this video with a lot of breaking news with the surprise of the eviction moratorium ruled unlawful. The federal chair, Jay Powell, saying tapering is coming in December. And the latest details about what is in this fourth stimulus recon. All the details of all these checks and new comments from Bernie Sanders, Chuck Schumer, and also even Mitch McConnell. It's a big day as the heat is on, the internet connection's restored, and the toast is toast and the butter is butter, and I'm here, you're here, and this is a major Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day here, direct and live in Santa Monica, California. I'm so glad you're joining me with your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. We'll go over those monthly stimulus checks and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people in the single biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. It's done. $3.5 trillion of checks. But what is recon procedural versus recon substantive? I'll go over all that analysis and some of the checks that you're getting. Then we go over the breaking news as the eviction moratorium ruled unlawful. The Fed chair saying tapering is coming in December, and why Purple Hawks are cleaning up with the average hawk getting nearly $40,000 a day this week. We'll go over the LALATE alerts, which is the talk of the town. If you haven't subscribed, go to those LALATE alerts at news.LALATE alerts, and you would have received the alerts overnight about the eviction moratorium and the mortgage and the federal chair's major announcement about tapering. And this is LALATE, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America, live in the morning like right now, and taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is noontime LALATE. Because of the outage, I don't think we'll have time for morning's crypto, but we'll see. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video to 3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP, the links under this video. And also hit that new wonderful talk of the town LALATE alerts. What a night it was, with two major alerts coming out from this channel about the eviction moratorium now over and the federal chair now announcing the tapering. Once you sign up at news.la.com, you'll receive a confirmation. Hit that confirmation. It may be in the spam folder or in the Gmail promotions folder. Click the blue button to confirm, and then it says thank you, and away we go. Let's go over those monthly stimulus checks, Senate versus House, House versus Senate, and what they want to pay you. Let's go over each of them starting right now. House Ways and Means members want you to have a monthly stimulus check. They write the president that they want to put it in the fourth stimulus package, and that they are. They do not say the amount, but they say it's monthly. They also say there will be a fifth one as well. The American petition signed by nearly 3 million Americans to 4 million Americans demanding monthly stimulus checks of $2,000 a month. Then the House bill, Pandemic Plus 1 year, which would mount to a $1,000 check after the first month. We have AOC and Omar writing the president just days ago saying a monthly stimulus check is needed, $2,000 a month. And we have Warren, Sanders, and Wyden on the Senate side asking the president in another letter for a monthly stimulus check, the amount unknown. You see how the talk of the town is. With everyone demanding monthly stimulus checks, everyone's asking for it. So vote House of Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is starting right now on this morning's LA broadcast. Who gets this forced stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that you get a forced stimulus check. Single individual, $75,000 or less. Democrats represent married couple. You get it. $150,000 or less, double it. Family for it. Democrats represent you get a forced stimulus check, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security Railroad benefits, Democrats represent you get a forced stimulus check. The forced stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. It is not a waivable check. It would be the same amount for everyone across the board. And if you do go to the casino tonight, and you see the check staggering out after too many $12 ice creams, don't waive the check because it's not a waivable check. It'll see two of you. Hi, LA. I see two of you. I've had too many $12 ice creams. That's fine, so long as you come monthly, reoccurring. In the second half of this video, we'll be going over the recon. Done, deal, signed, sealed. While the push is still underway to get those stimulus checks in the recon's done. You're getting $3.5 trillion. It's done. But it's mostly application based. I'll explain to you what that means for you, what these checks are for you, how you get the checks, and the incredible great news. In the third part of this video, we'll go over all the breaking news today. The eviction moratorium, the mortgage forbearance, the surprising detail about the tapering from the Chae Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, confirming reporting early this week, and the comments from Bernie, the president, Nancy, Chuck, and even Mitch about this recon win this week. It's all incredible great news. It's in the final 15 minutes of this video. Stay to the very end. But first, let's get some money. Get a pen and paper ready because we're going to get some money for rent, utilities, mortgage forbearance, and utilities assistance across the board. I told you to send me a private message if you had any success stories on social media. And I have not gone through those messages. I'll feature them later today on Evenings LA. But here are the ones from yesterday. Shanann says, I told my friend about you, LA, and she is now on it, and she's addicted to your channel. Well, thank you. She received $9,000 for rent. Wow. $5,000 for utilities, OMG, and $6,000 annually for SNAP. You rock, LA. Wow, Shanann. So that's 6, 5, and 9. That is $20,000 that Shanann hooked her friend up by watching this channel. Yes. Dawn got $15,000, she reveals. Mary got $6,400 for rent. Joanne with Crayola King killed it at $9,500 for SNAP. And then she picked up the phone herself and got you electric and rent, bringing her grand total by $11,000. OMG. And Becca Crayola got $2,400. But if you heard the comments the day before and the day before that, it's just incredible. Johnny getting $10,000 plus $1,800 plus $9,000 plus $21,000 for rent and $9,000 for utilities. That brings Johnny to almost $40,000. And then the same day, Robert, who's in a lot of the live chats at DREDD, got $18,000 for rent, $16,000 for SNAP, and $7,000 for utilities. He's over $40,000. So get a pen and paper ready. Today's your day. We're going to get some money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and also SNAP. Get that pen and paper ready because the rent numbers are going bigger and bolder. You see what's going on? People are getting more money as daily from this channel than even the day before. Let's look at the money that people are getting for rent. Wow. Bam. Elizabeth Burbach, $27,000 for rent. She got Mark, $25,000. Nancy, $24,000. Richard, $22,000. And Nisi, $20,000. We don't go a single day without another new viewer getting $20,000 for rent. And you saw Shanann saying her neighbor got $20,000. Her friend got $20,000 for rent from this channel. Cecilia tells me she got $1,200 for HEAP. Well, that's a heap. Let's look and see what the other people are getting for utilities. Bam. Oh my goodness. Nancy at $7,000, Mark at $66,000, and Angela at $5,000. But you heard what Johnny got for utilities. He got $9,000 just 2 days ago, and Robert getting $7,000 for utilities. So you see that every day the numbers are getting bigger on this channel. SNAP, let's look at the numbers. It's not $5,000 like it was 2 months ago. OMG. Louie getting $18,000 for SNAP. Incredible. John, $10,000 to $12,000. Nancy, $5,000. She got to the Triple Crown. She got 3 items across this channel. Let's see who else got 3 items. Bam. Wow. Nancy getting $32,000 for 3 items. Nisi, $23,000 for 3 items. And Mark getting $32,000 from 2 items. 2 items. Who put Mark in my graphic? That's a graphic about 3 items. I'll tell you what happened with Mark. And something new about Mark you're going to hear only on this recording. Mark got 2 items at 32,000. But for 5 days on camera, I said to Mark, go get the third item. It's Snap, and it's a Snap to get. 4 wonderful things came from Mark. Number 1, Mark got Snap within 5 days. Yes. Number 2, he told his neighbor about me, and like Chenan, which we just went over, the neighbor got rent within days. How much did that neighbor get? $20,000 in less than 5 days. Wow. Number 4, Mark at $32,000 for 2 items we thought was a lot of money starting this week. We're ending the week with 2 viewers, actually 3 viewers now, getting $40,000 a pop, a person, in the last 48 hours. 3 viewers, over $40,000. And finally, Mark got that Snap. How much do you think he got? He got a lot, bringing his grand total to $50,500 with $19,000 a Snap. And boy, we continue to kill it, and we're killing it across the board with Lorraine getting over $105,000. And this, my friends, is LALATE. We've been doing this since day one. In spring of last year, people had applied for that EIDL loan and EIDL grant, and we're not getting it approved. So I launched this channel, getting them $25 million of EIDL loans approved, doing their applications off air and on air, personally by hand. 10 applications a day, at sometimes approved at $150,000 a pop, saving their employees' homes, their businesses' homes, and also their businesses. Then 2 days later, the PUA in the United States was going live, and I helped people get their PUA applications approved. Thousands of them, like Eileen Ballenkamp, getting $15,000 of PUA. It took her 2 months, but she got them from watching this channel. Then in fall of 2020, the second stimulus was not coming. No money. $600 not coming. It was the holidays. You needed money, so I stepped forward. And I got viewers $250,000 of rent. Tyrone and his family forward out of Boston getting $15,000, $16,000 for rent, paying all their bills to the spring. But now you're doing it again. The only difference is the numbers. We've never seen hit numbers in the history of this channel because you're better than ever before. So get a pen paper ready right now, because I'm going to get you some money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance starting right now. There's some introductory remarks. Number 1, I'm going to show you 6 places to get the money from. So if you reach out to one, don't stop, because the first one may say no. Keep on pushing till you get to the next one. Next, understand that each place has different eligibility. If one says no, who cares? Reach out to the next. They also have their own pot of money. Also, every state was given the same amount of money from the federal government based upon the number of citizens in that state. So if you're in a very small town, don't worry, go up to the county and then go up to the state. Then listen to the keywords I'm about to say in the video. It really helps people get approved. And finally, do not insert new disqualification ideas in your mind. Do not be preoccupied about why you think you may not qualify, because you likely do. Pick up the phone and call. Here we go. You're going to reach out to this following 6 places: your city hall, your city housing authority; your county hall, your county housing authority; your state hall, your state housing authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, rent or mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. That's it. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or Mitchell-Tini. Sir, that sounds horrible. Goodbye. Now, overnight on one of the comments, someone said, I called up and they said they don't give rent unless it's because of COVID. I thought I was being punked. No, it was actually a real comment from someone. Someone called up and said, "Hi, I just want rent." No, it's rent assistance because of COVID. And guess what the person on the other side said? "Ma'am, we only give rent assistance because of COVID." You're just calling up for rent? Gotta say the key words. And congratulations to Tim and Linda, who got this wonderful pot of money. The next pot of money is the money for Snap, and it's a Snap to get it. Mark got it at $19,000. Louis, $18,000. And then we had 2 viewers this week get over $16,000. Len Glenn got it for herself, for her son, and mom. What is Snap? It's money for food. How do you get it? From Department of Agriculture. Eligibility is easier than a stimulus check. That's why we call it a Snap. It's very easy to get it. And now, if you heard the breaking news live on this channel a week ago last Monday, the Federal Reserve, the federal agency of Department of Agriculture, is announcing your benefits are going up. Oh my goodness. Effective this October, everyone's SNAP benefits will be going up automatically, nationwide, an average of 25% lifetime. Oh my goodness, what incredible great news. If you got SNAP, post in the live chat right now. Let's turn to that return of that unemployment benefits due to computer error. from your state. The federal government has required the states to return that money back to you. So one viewer got 3,000, another viewer got 5,000. The federal government has also ordered the states to upgrade their computer systems. And they thought, those states, that they were very sophisticated because they had Windows 10. It's unfortunately the Windows 1910 version, the one when the keyboard was made out of wood. The states said, well, we upgraded from Windows 05 when it was the stone and rock version. The computer was made out of stone. Yeah, so there we go. The last part of the money is the refund check coming back from the federal government on that 2020 unemployment benefits you pay taxes on. Wow. Margaret got it, Cod got it, Michael got it. Where's it landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, but more about that in a second. Here's a personal message from me to you. If you're in the live chat and you've not posted success stories for rent, utilities, or food or internet, please do right now, because this channel was launched to have me help you get money. And when you post your success stories, you help other people get the money as well. First, you inspire people to pick up the phone and call. Believe it or not, a lot of people need that inspiration just to pick up the phone. A lot of people just need to be pushed and say, you need to pick up the phone and call. And when they see that so many people are getting $20,000 from this channel, then they realize, I got to make the call. Then utilities. A lot of people are seeing that the monies are getting bigger by the minute. Have you not seen it? You see it in this video today. We see that utilities was a couple $1,000s a few weeks ago, then went to $6,000, $7,000. Now it's going to $9,000. When we looked at Snap was $5,000, and now it's going to, on average, of $16,000 to $20,000. Numbers are going bigger and bolder than ever before. We had the incredible Nisi and Art Sullivan, who inspired us to get 3 items. Now viewers are getting 3 items. In fact, viewers are getting 4 items. And then Mark inspired us to realize, wait a second, these numbers are getting bigger and bolder. We started the week with thinking that $30,000 a person was a lot. Mark got 50, and now 3 viewers in less than 48 hours have gotten over $40,000. So post your success stories in the live chat right now, and let's cut back to those unemployment benefits. What's the average payout they're getting? The average payout on those unemployment refund checks is about $1,200 to $1,400. Mark got $1,400, but one viewer over the weekend reveals to me she got $2,000. Where are they landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yes, go to irs.gov and do a transcript search, and 70% of the time it'll work. It will reveal the refund check you're getting. It'll reveal the tax return you filed and the taxes you paid, and then it'll reveal stuff you wish you'd never seen. The ingredient list to the Michatini? No, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. And with that, we go into the second part of your Forced Stimulus Check Update of 2021, starting right now. Done deal, sign, sealed. Congratulations, your Forced Stimulus Recon is a done deal for structural framework. The Forced Stimulus Recon procedural passed on Tuesday, which means the following. Number 1, $3.5 trillion of checks are coming out to the American people. Number 2, the recon's done. The recon is passed, and it has a price tag of $3.5 trillion, of which it's all checks for the American people amounting to about $3.5 trillion. First, second, and third stimulus package about this small. This one about this big. First and second and third about this small, mostly for corporations. This one all for you. The only difference is that this one is generally all application-based money. So if you're a Purple Hawk, you're going to pounce. What is application-based stimulus? I'll explain it to you in the third part of this video. It does not mean you're filling out a 20-page form. It means you have to do something other than have a donut in your hand. It's coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you. How did we get to this wonderful spot? By taking roads and bridges out of the recon and putting them into something called the bipartisan. That bipartisan is the roads and bridges. A conservative publication confirms my reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, roads and bridges, put into the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got passable. And in other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. And yes, the recon has passed procedurally. Wow. How was I able to predict this? I had told you going into this week, I had told you over the last 2-3 weeks, that the vote this week would pass in a blink of an eye. It did. It took less than 8 hours. It literally blinked in a blink of an eye. Why? Because I told you that the president had had meetings with both Democrats in the House and Democrats in the Senate going into this whole entire process, saying, do you agree upon a price tag to do a recon? And do you agree to do a recon? And every single one had said yes. So I said it was going to pass in a second on Tuesday, and it did. On Tuesday afternoon, your recon passed. Price tag $3.5 trillion. That is why Representative Richie Torres, Democrat out of New York, and Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat out of Minnesota, both progressive, had said before agreeing upon the price tag, it needs to go high. We need a larger recon. We need a recon that goes as big and bold as we want. And that's why the president, going into those recon agreement meetings, had said, protect my recon. Brian Schatz, Democrat out of Hawaii, and Jalapal, Democrat out of Washington, had said, the president said, watch my recon and protect it in there because all those are checks from the American people, progressive priorities. So what's a recon? What is a bipartisan? What's a recon procedural now that's passed? And what does a recon substantive mean for us? I have all the incredible details, and it starts right now. Recon is your money. Bipartisan is not your money. Let's go over the two paths that we have to do with one at a time. The first path is the recon. It is your money, also called reconciliation. Budget bill, or called the Democratic spending plan, the progressive social reform plan, price tag $3.5 trillion. All your money. Done, dealed, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people and you for this. Bipartisan, not your money. This is roads and bridges. Bipartisan, also called infrastructure. We started the week with 3 bills we had to do. Now we're down to 2. Yes. We started with recon procedural. Scratch it off the list. Done. Now we're on recon substantive and bipartisan. Okay, what is recon procedural? What is recon substantive? Recon procedural starts with a very basic idea and question of the following. Do you agree to do a recon of a price tag of $3.5 trillion of checks to the American people? I agree. And then do you agree that committee number 1 will have $10 of this and committee number 2 will have $20 of this? I agree. Done, deal, signed, sealed. That's now law. So the last thing that's left to do is to decide the terms and conditions. For example, committee number 1 has $10 for you of money. But what are the terms and conditions? This is what's called recon substantive. I'll explain more about this in the final 15 minutes of this video. Stay at the very end. I'll go over these checks and more. But how do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot from Jalapal, who recently wrote Schumer a letter saying, chuck all the vote on the recon, and he did. And that letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100 plus, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. And guess what? Can we top that? We can. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Committee, yes, the one we started this video with, recently wrote the president a letter saying we're putting monthly fourth stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus recon. The House Ways and Means Committee. And yes, but Purple Power, you got to push, because while they say they're going to do it, you got to ensure that they do it. We also have the American petition signed by 3 million Americans. We have the push of the entire country behind this. We have the House bill written by Jalapal calling for monthly pandemic plus 1 year, $1,000 a month after the first month, $1,000 a month after the first month. We have AOC and Omar writing the president monthly for $2,000. And we also have Warren, Sanders, and Wyden. Can we top that? Yes. Biden did it. 8 weeks ago, he went overseas and had a ceremonial signature of something that's now actually a law. You don't have to worry about it because it's out of the recon, making the recon easier to write, easier to call for a vote, and easier to pass, because this confusing thing, the global minimum corporate tax rate, is not in there. Wow, can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, a lot of breaking news on this recording. We'll be going over more about this recon. What are these $3.5 trillion of checks for you? What does application-based mean? Why are Purple Hawks going to do better than anyone else? And why is Donetta not going to be happy? We're going to go over all the detail and the push to put stimulus checks in there on top of that. Then we go over what Bernie says, Chuck, and even Mitch about this week's historic win on the recon, and the private message from the president's secret message about the recon and its checks. Then we go over the breaking news that if you were an LA Alert member, you got them overnight. That's the benefit of going to those LA Alerts and signing up. It's totally free. LA Alert viewers got the alert last night that, number 1, the eviction moratorium is over, and 2, that the federal chair, Jay Powell, will be tapering later in December. Finally, we cut to fifth stimulus and more. But first, here's a personal message from me to you. If you've gotten one item from this channel, since you've been watching this channel, you are ready to pounce under forced stimulus. But if you haven't, I want you to do it today. I want you to pick up the phone and call for that rent assistance, mortgage assistance, utility assistance because of COVID. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. Once you've gotten one, you're ready to kill it under forced stimulus. And then if you can't get the other sums of money, don't worry. Reach out to the volunteers. They'll help you get that big money as well. Where are they? They're on the community page. And where's the community page? Go down the description. Click the link for news.lalate.com/community. Here's a little bit about them, and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds with a continuation of a big Mornings LA with a lot of breaking news live from Santa Monica. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Mornings LA. The toast is toasted, the butter is butter, and I'm here, you're here. And so is your $3.5 trillion recon deal. Done, signed, sealed on Tuesday. I'll go over all the incredible money that is set for you under this forced stimulus recon. And we'll go over the difference between recon substantive and recon procedural. We'll go over some of these checks, what the president's secret meeting was about these checks this week, and what this means for the Purple Hawks. Why you're going to be ready to pounce and get big sums of money under this forced stimulus recon, and why Donetta is not going to be happy across the board. Then we cut to the big money under fifth stimulus. We'll go over the eviction moratorium breaking news and the J. Powell announcement about tapering, which impacts fifth stimulus as well. And then we'll go over what you should anticipate for the next few days. It's a big day, and the excitement starts and continues right now, live from Santa Monica on a big Mornings LA. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video to 3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP, so you get the big sums of money under first, second, third stimulus, and under fourth and fifth as well. Meantime, if you've not signed up for the incredible LALATE alerts, you need to do so. That's at news.lalate.alerts.com/alerts. The link is in the description. Go to the website, then put your name and email address in there. Watch for the confirmation email. It may land in the spam folder or in the promotions folder for Gmail users. Click the blue button and then it'll say thank you, and away you go. You start receiving alerts like this show for noontime, also at 11 a.m. And with that, let's go into the fifth stimulus, which heats up within days. The President of the United States proposed to raise your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI, and that is coming now by drafting in just a few days from now. What's fifth stimulus? Fifth stimulus is SSI reform, and SSI reform starts drafting in September, hopefully to a vote by November. Step one, they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they'll remove the asset cap, then apply an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. Let's go over how this works starting right now. Who is this for? You. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, or more. Step one is they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Step two is they'll apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark is inflation. Where is inflation going to go? It's going up, and it's going to be transitory, which means a temporary spike in December. But if you're an LALATE alerts viewer, you got the alert this morning. Jay Powell, your head of the Federal Reserve, at the Jackson Hole Symposium, as first anticipated and reported all this week on this channel, did exactly what I told you he was going to do. Announce that tapering is starting in December. What is tapering? Tapering means that the Federal Reserve will start to slowly ease and stop buying in stuff from this economy, which it started when the pandemic began to keep liquidity for banks. That doesn't mean he's raising interest rates. It means he's going to ease off the Federal Reserve buying stuff to support this economy. Why? Because they think that the inflation rate is heading to about 3.5% in December, potentially. I'm saying 5% for a spike. It's great news for you if you're on SSI. So let's do the analysis. First, they'll raise your benefits up lifetime. Then they'll apply the benchmark. And if the benchmark is, let's say, 5%, your benefits will go up 5%, not just next year, but lifetime, because once your benefits go up, they never go down. They're going to remove the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 in hand. Remove the income cap and remove the marriage penalty. Meantime, will there be a fifth stimulus check? There will be. The House Ways and Means members represent there will be one next year. And finally, if you have not become a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? If you're on the live chat and you see people who have a Purple Hawk emoji next to their name, you need to join. To join, there's a link under the video where it says join here, become a member. The reason it's important to become a member is because daily I deliver to Purple Hawks, Purple Powers, and Calcino VIPs a breakdown of all the money under first, second, and third stimulus for you to get. And if you heard the announcement overnight, also from the LALATE alerts, it was the following. The federal eviction moratorium is now over. A federal Supreme Court decision overnight, 8-page unsigned opinion, said no more, done. Guess what the broadcast news reports immediately then said? They said, well, there's other money for you to go get. Where? Where Purple Hawks know where to get it, where I show you to get it. They said, go get the rent that the federal government has given to you. Well, that's why you want to be a Purple Hawk, because daily I break down all this big money for you. The reason I want to launch Purple Hawks was because in January, when third stimulus was passed, it was a $1,400 stimulus check. And I said, I don't want you to focus on a $1,400 stimulus check. Purple Hawks, I said, I want you to focus on the $14,000 I can get you under what the president just did with third stimulus. Purple Hawks, as you see this week, are not getting $14,000 anymore. 3 Purple Hawks in the last 3 days have gotten $40,000. We started the week with thinking that $30,000 was a lot. Now $40,000 is a common number. $20,000 for rent is very common across the board. That is why Purple Hawks are killing it right now and will kill it under fourth stimulus. And with that, let's go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed, finished. Wow, your recon procedural is now done and signed into law. Let me go over what this means for you starting right now. Number one, a recon is now passed, meaning that a recon of $3.5 trillion in size is law and will be sending out checks to the American people amounting to $3.5 trillion on a general application-based scheme. The only thing left to do is to determine how the terms and conditions work for that money. Incredible great news started over several weeks ago. Several weeks ago, I said to you that the Democratic caucus had already met and agreed they're going to do a recon and a price tag of $3.5 trillion, and that when they call the vote, it will be just a blink of an eye. It was a blink of an eye. On Tuesday, it just took literally minutes for the House members to finish this off, and it was done. Signed, sealed, done, deal. That's recon procedural. So what do they do now for recon substantive? Number one, they're not starting the recon substantive just this week. They've been doing it all along. But what they do now is they go over the terms and conditions of the money. Now that they've agreed to do a recon, the agreement then has to go to the details. All right, so what happened on Tuesday? They agreed to do a recon, $3.5 trillion of checks going out to the American people. Now all they have to do is agree upon the terms and conditions of how that money is to be spent. So, for example, committee number 1 gets $10 to be sent out to the American people. What are the terms and conditions of that? That is why I brought back Seats for Stimulus, a 2020 campaign, social media campaign on this channel, where I urge you to go on social media, tag elected officials, share this video, certainly tag Bernie Sanders, and say, you need to spend the money the right way. And in fact, on Monday, on the House floor, they talked about this. They talked about the subject matter that I'm referring to. They said we have to spend the money the right way because our seats are up for grabs. 6 House seats are up for grabs in November. And those 6 House seats could determine the balance of power among Republicans and Democrats in the House. So tag them and say, you need to spend the money the right way. So let's go over some of the provisions that they propose on how to spend the money and what the president said about this as well. So while we do not have the bill yet, here are some of the provisions of how they want to spend the money. All checks, all for you, all generally application-based. Free school meals for all checks. Tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks for free internet, checks for farmers, checks for workers, lots of checks for workers like independent contractors, checks for seniors like dental, checks for vision, checks for hearing care, and checks for lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. All right. What did the president do on Sunday? He had a secret meeting to go over these provisions. He said, number 3, cheaper prescription medication. I want you Democrats to talk a lot about that to the American people. Why? It's an overnight benefit to your wallet. You go into the pharmacy on Monday, you pay $50 for a prescription. This becomes law on Tuesday. You go back to refill the prescription on the following day, it's $10. This would slice and dice the prescription medication costs overnight. So that's why he's talking about them putting that front and center. Bernie Sanders talked about the historic vote this week, and his comments are coming up in a second. But first, what I want to go over with you is, what does this recon mean for you? And what do we mean by application-based stimulus? Application-based stimulus, the word application may scare some people, thinking I have to fill out a 50-page form. No. It means you have to pick up the phone. There's been 3 stimulus packages in this country since the pandemic started and covered on this channel. First, second, and third. All of them have generally been, you pick up the phone and you get the money. For example, we just went over vision, hearing, dental, and internet, for example. The Department of Treasury, IRS, does not have money for your eyes. They don't have money for your teeth. They don't have money for your internet. They don't send out money for your teeth or your internet or your food. What they do send out money for is a finite issue. And so for these items like teeth, money, teeth, vision, and similar, you have to pick up the phone. You've always been picking up the phone. You've been picking up the phone since the first stimulus package, whether it was PUA or PBT or EIDL or PPP. You always picked up the phone. And what's important under fourth stimulus is that when we talk about teeth and vision and dent and hearing and internet, it requires you to pick up the phone and go to that committee that has the money. Earlier, just a few minutes ago, I showed you that each committee was given money for the $3.5 trillion. It's like the committee that has the money for the internet, the committee that has the money for the dental. You have to pick up the phone and go and get it. And boy, this is where the Purple Hawks are going to kill it. And this is where Donetta is, and the donut guy is not going to be happy. Purple Hawks are going to kill it, because if you have picked up the phone anytime in the last year with this channel and called to get something, you're going to kill it under fourth stimulus. If you're a donut guy that simply says, when in my bank account, they don't send out money for your teeth to your bank account. They don't send out money for your internet to your bank account automatically because you're alive and you're a U.S. citizen. You have to pick up the phone. Not a lot of work, but you got to do it. And that is why it's so much money and incredible money across the board. Meantime, Bernie Sanders wants your input. In fact, in a new series of comments, he talks about how it's important as a budget chairman to have input for the American people. And he says, you know what? I encourage your input. What did he say? He says, I understand that prior budget chairmen like myself historically have done their work within the area of Washington, D.C., but I really think it's a function of a budget chairman like myself to get out among the people. What we're proposing is a budget that's going to be enormously popular. So he says, I want your input. Chuck Schumer says, I work so closely with Bernie, we're probably talking 4 to 5 times a day. He comes up with great ideas, and he's getting a movement behind him. He's proven to be a great legislator as well. And Mitch McConnell says Bernie may not have gotten the win of the Democratic nomination for president, but he certainly has won the Democratic Party. So certainly contact Bernie and say, hey, you need to spend the money the right way. In a day in which there's so much breaking news, let's go recapping all the details starting right now, starting with number 1. The federal eviction moratorium ruled unlawful overnight. It's done. It's gone. That is why, more than ever before, it's important to be a Purple Hawk, because Purple Hawks you see daily are getting these big success for rent. If you've not become a Purple Hawk, the link is under the video. Meantime, if you have success stories for any of these items, send me a private message on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Number 2, the federal chair, Jay Powell, did this morning exactly what I told you he was going to do, which is announce a tapering. Tapering means the Federal Reserve will stop supporting the economy starting in December. This is big for the SSI reform because it means that the inflation rate is going really high. Third, we end this week with an incredible achievement. The biggest achievement we perhaps have ever seen in the history of this channel. A $3.5 trillion recon for the record books. It means that $3.5 trillion of checks will be going out to the American people, generally application-based of all different types of nature, and that the only thing left now is recon substantive, in which they go over the terms and conditions. They didn't start the recon substantive this week. They've been doing it all along, and that's why you have to push Purple Power to ensure they spend the money the right way as they deal with the terms and conditions of that recon substantive over the next few days. Finally, the incredible news is that Bernie Sanders wants your input on the subject matter, so certainly deliver as well. And finally, Purple Hawks, I'm so proud of you. You realize that for stimulus money not laying in your bank account this week, but you see all the viewers, $40,000 day in, day out, getting this week because of this channel. People telling their friends, come and watch this channel, whether it's Shanann or Mark, both having friends, both getting $20,000 for rent from this channel. And with that, it's going to be a big day. Because of the running time, because of the outage of the internet, I won't be able to deliver a new crypto show this morning, but I'll be back with you with noontime at 11 a.m. And with that, subscribe. At 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.